Welcome in. This week we're coming in with a episode about movies. You know how sometimes we throw those old 80s horrors classics in, where this time we're going back to 1979 and also doing a remake of it that happened in 2005. We're starting with the Amityville Horror. Most everybody knows what it is, and when you see the house or hear the name, you know exactly what we're talking about. So this week, or for this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to do a comparison of the two. We're kind of running short on time this week, so this one might be a little bit shorter. I'm not sure how long I can actually sit here, if I'm quite being honest, because I don't know if y'all knew, but I have had the surgery and I'm in recovery now. Dawn's got some stuff she's got to do. She's got some secretive, I can't even say, but I'm excited. Some secret stuff coming, and she's got to get that all worked out. But here we go, the Amityville Horror. The 1979 original, and that was more of your slow paced 1980s, 70s classic horror story. It had long suspenseful shots, heavy atmosphere, and a psychological tension about it. It leans more into the outright scares, just the heavy, here it is, it's haunted, and you're terribly spooked. Now, the 2005 remake, that was, of course, faster, darker, more graphic. It takes a modern approach with, of course, you got the jump scares, the intense editing, and the grittier, more violent tone. You know how we do it now. It's not like the old times.
No, and I know we review at the end, so that's coming, but I'm always going to pick an older movie over a more modern movie.
Agree.
And I don't know. It just, I'll wait for the end. I don't know. At the 2005, I feel like a broken record every time when we do a comparison. I feel like I always say the same things of how much I love older movies compared to more modern day. I will say, not that we're covering this, but we covered it in the past. The one that stands out is The Conjuring. And the thing is, that was set in the 70s, so maybe it just kind of felt like one of the older movies, and James Wan does longer shots and things like that. So
Mm.
this one was no James Wan great remake, in my opinion.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I think one time I got up and went to the restroom and I didn't pause it. I come back and I wasn't sure if I was even still watching Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
It just didn't have the original feel to it.
Yeah, it never does. Here's the thing. I'm sure there are a couple, actually, there are a couple remakes that are good, but for, I would say, 95% or more of movies, you can't outdo the original for a lot of reasons, but it just never
Yeah.
works. I feel like we're in this rut of movies where they're just remaking everything.
Yes, and I feel the same way about part 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 18. You just need to do it once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, just we don't have to have all that. I think
No.
they're just doing too much in some of it.
Yeah. But specifically, well, let's talk about so the original as far as like tone and style. Everything that you explained is why I love those old movies. The
Mm,
tension, and it's not all about, big jump scares and like fast cuts and the editing and all that. I just, there's so much more than just the look and feel of older horror movies or movies in general. The way that they did things, it wasn't all CG, and it
mm.
was just let's just let this record and see how long of a take we can do, which I freaking love. Love, love, love.
And you don't have the jump scares as much, like you said, but you have the cool little sound effects that lead you. And it's like I don't know, maybe similar to a jump scare because it still gets you that something's going to go, but you're not scared. Love it.
Yeah, agree. All right. So the next comparison, let's talk about the Lutz family, who obviously is at the center of these movies. So the 1979, George and Kathy Lutz are portrayed with a focus on their marriage and how that's kind of slowly unraveling due to the house's influence. And George's descent is more gradual. He starts getting cold and irritable. He's obsessed with the temperature in the house and the firewood.
Mhm.
And you see, a lot of him chopping the wood up. Then the 2005, George is way more aggressive and darker. He becomes physically threatening to Kathy and the kids, which heightens the danger and then
Mm.
makes the quote unquote possession element more extreme. I Some of the things, I don't know, I just thought were kind of unnecessary in the new one. I don't know, I just felt like the differences in their relationship and the sort of more aggressive towards her and the kids, I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't really necessary to do that.
Well, if you're wanting to remake, you are remaking an actual supposedly, I mean, of course, we can't say whether any of this is 100% true or not, but supposedly true story, you think you would remake it a little more to fit with the true storyline.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, so I know the '79 one, the Lutzes were somewhat involved, but the 2005, it makes me wonder, and I was thinking this while I was watching it, I was wondering how much input they had into the 2005 one because while there were so many similarities and they tried to keep a lot of it the same as the original, there were also these differences.
Mhm.
So, I don't know, maybe they just had a lot less to do with the remake.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I'd kind of like to know that myself. But I will tell you, 2005 didn't win with me on George Lutz.
No.
This George Lutz did not look anything similar to the real one, and they just got all that, you know what I'm saying? All of that was so close
Yeah, and I don't know, just, like, having Ryan Reynolds have his shirt off all the time was why? Like, what are we doing?
because I guess he's supposed to be a heartthrob.
I know, but it's a story about him being a murderer, not a rom-com.
I don't know.
Or not a murderer, but, sorry, yeah, not a murderer, a possessed man that is maybe going to murder his family like the
He
previous
looks
people.
like he could go down that path.
Totally. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I did. I really liked how they got the looks down so well with the first one on George. I don't know, that just always stuck with me. Like, how did you scout someone that looked just like him?
yeah, that's the other
That
thing, the
doesn't always
cast.
happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
I loved the cast in the first one so much, and it's not that I didn't like the cast in the second one, actually,
Right.
oh my gosh, the little girl, Chloe, I forget her last name, it begins with an M, she's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know, just a difference, I guess, and, maybe we're just stuck in our ways.
I am for sure.
The original folks.
Yeah, I admit it.
We're the original folks over here. Now, I guess we can go ahead and we can talk about the house differences.
Yeah,
So when we get to the house, the 1979 house, it's unsettling but subtle. The bleeding walls, flies, then famous glowing red eyes in the window. The horror is more supernatural suggested than the gory type, like in 2005, where the house is given a darker backstory with flashbacks to a sadistic preacher who tortured Native American Indians and children in the basement. That Wow. It turns the home into more of a literal site of torture and bloodshed, a shifting from the suggestion to outright backstory driven horror. So you can definitely see the differences in the way they set the storyline for the house up in 1979 and 2005. I know when I was watching the 2005 version and we got to that, I was like, hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, again, it's just that suggested terror stuff just gets me. I love it.
And where did they even come up with the preacher torturing the Native Americans?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little surprised at some of the stuff that came in that was made up because it's supposed to be based on a true story, but I guess with most or a lot of movies that are based on true stories, they're gonna have to put in stuff for dramatic effect.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah, it sells. It sells more. So, yeah, I agree with exactly what you're saying. Anything to make someone want to come back and watch a remake of an older movie like that. Anything that you can put into the commercials or the sneak peeks would definitely, yeah, that would bring people of our day and time back in. I get it.
yeah, and I try to remember just movies need to change with the times, you know? It's just a faster time. Even
Right.
2005 was a faster time than 1979, you know? So for movies to kind of keep up with the times and everyone having 20 tablets and phones and computers and like our brains just move differently now than they
Hmm.
did 40 years ago. So I try to keep that in mind, but I just can't like and listen, my brain moves fast. Like I'm always thinking I don't know how many things at a time, but I still just love that slowness and that anticipation and that everything not being big, huge. I don't know. It's weird because it goes against my brain, but I love it.
Well, it kind of takes me to the feeling that this was not ever considered a true story, that it was all brought up and made up by some writer with a really interesting and out there way of looking at things.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say one thing about the house in the 2005 that I loved was the roof scene. Spoilers, everybody.
Surely they've already seen it by now, but yes, and just I was like thinking the whole time, like, imagine yourself walking up there, how scary that would be. I'm not going to be with Jody.
I
I'm gonna
thought that
stay
was
right
so,
here.
all right. You're like, you're on your own, kid. I loved that scene. I don't, it was, that was definitely suspenseful.
That was. Yeah, that was a good scene. I did like that. I will agree with you on that because you don't know, "Oh, no, is she gonna fall?" Bam! Ouch, right into the ribs, caught her. Yeah.
Yep. All right. And then for visuals and effects, 1979, and we've already talked a little bit about this. So they were more practical effects with things like eerie lighting and the sound design. And listen, it's dated now. It just is what it is, but it captures that gritty late 70s atmosphere, which love.
Right.
And
Same.
2005, which I already said, it uses a lot of CG and it has more modern effects, you know, like ghostly apparitions, distorted faces, nightmare visions, all that kind of stuff. And it's just like a lot more in your face as compared to the original. I will say, God, I feel like everything that comes out of my mouth is like, I love 1979. But that score, oh my gosh, that had so much to do with the anticipation. The
Mhm.
music coming in and growing and growing and growing. Oh man, So I probably thought about the score at least 5 times during that movie of how amazing it is.
Not surprised.
I know. Agree. And we've talked
Yeah, not
about
at
this
all. Yeah,
before.
we
Like,
already, yeah.
I, I mean, sure, CG's fine and all, but I don't know. I prefer my horror without it. I just do.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm still leaning toward it's supposed to be of a true story.
Yeah. I
And
don't
we
know.
know, yeah, we know that things were just, things were added to the 1979 version, but that definitely other things were added to the 2005. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I felt like the original was just more true to the actual story
Hmm. Yeah,
of what we've heard.
right. Of, just the original, when you see the house, when you hear the name, what you think of, that was more toward what we all know. So, yeah. Now for performances in 1979, James Brolin and Margot Kidder, they played George and Kathy. They played it grounded, keeping it mostly psychological horror. And George's transformation, it felt slower and more believable. It wasn't as threatening toward the family, as Don said earlier. And now in the 2005 version, Ryan Reynolds, he surprised many by playing against type dark, menacing, and frightening. Melissa George, that's who played Kathy. She takes on a stronger protective mother role. The performances feel more heightened to match the film's intensity. Like Don said, he was just downright ugly to her. And she was the one who was always, she had the kids, she was trying to shield them from all the abuse and seeing what he had actually really quickly became, because like in the 1979 it was a different and slower transition. And of course they didn't speak about it, but I don't feel like the kids noticed it as much as in the 2005 version. Like it was took longer for them to notice that something's going on with dad.
I know it makes me wonder about Kathy's role and if she had more input in the original, was she not as concerned about the kids? Was she more concerned about George or maybe didn't understand as much what was going on than in the 2005 version? I don't know. It just makes me wonder more about her role in the real life situation.
I agree. I agree. But do you think that maybe they could have brought out her more protective side because of the way they pulled out George's ugly, mean, and destructive, want to kill you side? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
I don't
maybe it
know.
was just to counter his behavior.
Maybe. But I'm like you, I just like to sit and listen to her and him. Kathy and George, the real Lutzes, talk about their experiences more than what we've seen.
I know, but I feel like so there are these debates, was the story real or not? And so just listening to them talk about it, then you have to wonder if it was all an act or if it was real. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree, because to this day, we're still questioning,
I
and I
know,
hate to
right?
be that way. I hate to be that way,
Yeah.
but and I'm the first one to tell you, I think that possibilities are endless and things that could happen. But man, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so kind of going off that note, just the story differences. So, the 1979 one, it stays closer to Jay Anson's book, which focused on the alleged real hauntings of the Lutz family. And it was more of like a traditional haunted house movie type
Mm,
thing. But then the 2005, it, as you said, it added in some lore and they had creepy child ghosts, the basement torture, like you talked about. Those weren't in the original story and probably were just completely fabricated for this. And then it feels more like, like a Hollywood horror film than a true story remake, I feel like.
Not to me, but like maybe to the Native Americans that live around that area, that seems pretty disrespectful.
Right.
Like, you're not disrespecting me, but I can see how it could be very disrespectful to them, and that bothers me.
Yeah, and in researching this story in general, you and I both found that the whole Native American involvement in that area is debated by some
Yeah,
people. So
yeah,
we don't even know. I mean, the movie completely made stuff up as far as that goes, but we don't even know still if there were natives in the area because some people say there were and some people say there weren't.
right, right.
But
Yeah, I don't know. Like I
that,
said, it's not a jab at like us personally, as in white folk, Caucasian, whatever you want to call us. But when you possibly could have offended someone else, that kind of bothers me. You know, it does bother me. I'm not going to say kinda. You guys know me. I don't know. I thought about that as well during that story part.
yeah, it was a little weird that they went with that. And listen, 2005 wasn't quite as PC, obviously, as 20 years later, 2025. So
Right.
I'm sure that had something to do with it.
True.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't seem necessary to throw that in. I mean, they could have, if they were going to come up with something to make it more modern day, scarier or whatever, they could have like come up with a million things other than that.
Or even just someone being buried on the property like they started with.
Right.
I mean, that's enough right there sometimes.
Right. There you
Just
go.
saying. Just saying. That was a suggestion. You could have rolled with that one.
Yeah. Weird.
Because I mean, isn't that? I know we kind of touched on it at the beginning. Isn't that truly speculated that he is resting somewhere around that vicinity?
Speculated. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So I mean, yeah, you could have just went with that because that's speculated.
Yeah.
See, I could write movies. Do it
I know. You just
without.
came up with a new plot just now.
Yeah, and I didn't. Unless the Ketchums, I mean, I didn't offend anybody, but that's not offending anybody because there's speculation that his body's resting there. So hey, see, I got this.
Yeah.
Totally down. But yeah, yeah. I mean, it's that I don't know, that part just really was like, why? I don't know. But the overall impact, the 1979 original, it's a slow, atmospheric classic of the haunted house genre. It's creepy, restrained, and more about tension than blood. Uh, yeah, it was totally different when you hit 2005 on the remake. It's a slick modern horror film, scarier for some due to its intensity, but criticized for being a little too over the top and straying from the original true story feel. And of course, we have touched on that a gazillion times during this podcast. They just, I don't know, it just really to me isn't a remake.
Yeah. Let's do
Honest opinion.
more originals and stop doing remakes.
Well, if you wanna remake it, that's okay. If you give it your good go. But if you're remaking a story that's supposed to have happened, stay within those storylines.
Yeah, I feel like it's weirder. Okay, let's talk about Michael Myers. Clearly not a true movie. So
Mm.
you do multiple versions of that
Mhm.
movie. That's okay. It's not a true
Right,
story. But
right.
for a true story, to throw in things to make it more horror-like just doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
I mean, just put yourself in the Lutzes, any of their places, the ones that are still living, watching that film. If they even did, they might not even wanted to, but, I don't know. Like, what have
Yeah.
you done to my story? You've made a complete mockery of it, for one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wonder how much input they had on the 2005 because if if we're going back to the Lutzes did this for money, then they wouldn't care. They're like, sure, just give me my money, say whatever you want. You know what I
Right.
mean? We don't
Well,
know.
do you know if there wasn't anything made off the 2005 version for them, was there?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And I mean, really, they didn't even make the money they thought they was going to make.
Yeah, that is true.
So it was kind of, if it was fake, then it was jokes on you.
Right. Yeah. But so I will say, this is our third installment of Amityville. And so we did one episode about a documentary that Danny Lutz did. And
Hmm.
he supported everything that the Lutzes said and, said, oh, there was the green stuff in the walls and the beds would lift. Like he basically validated everything. And at the time I said he hated George. And so
Hmm.
I felt like it gave it a little, I don't know, more believability that he in real life hated George because you would think if you hate someone, you would be like, they're a liar. Everything they say is a lie. So I don't know.
Right. You
It
try to throw him under
made,
the bus for sure. Yeah.
yeah. So it kind of made me feel like that was validation. However, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago, my sister and I watched a documentary. It was on MGM Plus and it was called Amityville an Origin Story. And it had the other Lutz brother on it. I think his name is Christopher. And he refuted it. He said that this stuff didn't really happen like that.
Oh, interesting.
I was so confused. And I don't know anyone else who has MGM Plus. I had never even heard that it was a streaming service. So it says it might be through Amazon. I'm not 100% sure. But, anyways, it's Amityville an Origin Story. And everything that Amy and I talked about on that episode, now I don't know anything. Now I'm really confused.
I'd like to watch that episode, but I don't have MGM, whatever it is. What is it?
MGM Plus, I think it's a couple parts from what I remember. I think we watched 2 or 3 episodes, but it was very different. And that Laura DiDio, who was on
Hmm.
there, she was on there too. And even she sounded different. And I told my sister, I'm like, I am so confused because in that other documentary, she said the Lutzes didn't want any notoriety, didn't want all this attention. And they came to her as a trusted person. And
Hmm.
she had said that she was kind of the only person that they would really talk to about this.
Hmm.
But then she came on this documentary and didn't sound at all like the same as the other one. I was so confused. Yeah.
No, I am too.
Amy's making a confused face.
That'll be a good. I'll give you a little screenshot for us, thumbnail.
So Amityville an origin story.
I would like to an origin story. I'm gonna write that down right
Yep.
quick.
Yeah, and I think it came out in 2003. So
I'm gonna
it's
look for that.
way more recent than the other one, and I think it's the first time he's talked too. So, like, how
Interesting.
do the 2 boys that were in the house have opposite stories? I don't know.
I don't know either. Um, I'd like to know though.
Right. Now we're never gonna know.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like it matters to me, honestly and truly, whether that story was real or not, but I'm nosy and would like to know.
Right. Well, yeah. And people have been invested in this story for since 1979,
I
and
have known
now
about it since I was a little girl, yeah.
yeah, and now I'm,
A
like,
little house
extra
that had
confused.
eyes.
Yeah,
It always looked like eyes up there at the top.
yeah. Okay. I feel like people already know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
1979. What do you
So you're
think?
gonna give it
Me? No, you go. I feel like I
me
always
go?
go first.
I don't matter either way. I give. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh, I was going to say 9.
I give it. That's close. I give it an 8. I mean, I
Yeah.
like the story.
Yeah, there's not much that I would change. I mean,
No,
it's a perfect old horror movie. They built it up. Like I said, I loved the score a lot. I don't know. I just think it's like such a classic, a perfect old movie.
I loved the actors and actresses. I loved the feel and look of the house in the boathouse. I thought it was more appropriate than the 2005 version where the house was losing all the paint and all that. It just felt like really a home that you would want to move into if you had that opportunity. I don't know. I liked it. I just liked that whole story.
Yeah. Okay. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
2005.
I couldn't even watch the full thing really all the way. I just couldn't get into it. But like it wasn't if we're going to take away, let's just forget that it's going off a true story. I'd give it about a 5. Would I want to sit and watch it? No, but I watched it for the podcast.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
probably
gonna
being generous. I don't know.
no, I was gonna say 5 too, because the score wasn't horrible. The score was okay. The acting was great, I thought. I liked
Mhm.
not necessarily the characters, but the acting, and it had some good scenes, like I said, especially the house, the roof
Mm,
scene, but there were a couple other good scenes as well. Now, on the flip side of that, there were some really, uh, I don't know, cheesy scenes like,
mm.
spoiler, when she's in the closet and her finger goes through Jodie's head. I was like, that is so dumb. Why are we doing this? So dumb. Stuff like that. I was like, I don't want this. I don't like this. And this makes me hate this movie.
But then you go back to the roof,
Yeah.
which was an excellent scene.
Which is why I gave it a 5. I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree with you. There was some good parts in it. I'm not going to lie, but just don't ever ask me about a remake because I usually don't have much interest in watching it.
I know. And I feel like we're going to be doing this again in not that long of a time because
We
there
probably
are
will be.
so many.
I
Yeah.
watch them and they're okay. I don't know. There's been some that have been better than others, but I don't know. This one's not the worst I've seen, but it's definitely not the best.
Yeah.
They could have left out the torturing of Native Americans in the basement. They could have put a shirt on Ryan Reynolds a little bit more. They could have toned it down a little bit. You don't have to do so much in a story like this. You just really don't because it wasn't all built up and gory and all that to begin with. So you just didn't have to.
Yeah. And I feel like that takes away from the true story.
Yes, I agree. It's
Yeah.
almost offensive if it is a true story. We're
Yeah.
debatable now because we have all these different family members coming out, but I don't know. It takes away from the fact that this could have happened to individuals.
Yeah. All right. Well,
And why would a preacher be tormenting or hurting Native Americans in a basement? That's so random.
so random. No
That's
idea.
random.
I I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
And on that note, we'll don't worry, we'll be back with another original versus remake review at some point, and we'll be saying the same things.
Feel free to tune in.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. We will talk to you in 2 weeks again. And this 2-week thing, has been very helpful, I think, to both of our lives in where they are right now. We'll see when we can get back to a week, but for a little while, we're gonna keep the 2 weeks. I don't know how long, but we're getting back into the groove. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks and
Well,
bye.
bye, guys.